fair comparison, Brew?
Look.
Yep, exactly.
I wouldn't mind being wrong. I like Drake May. I like but I'm just. But I like him as a player. Like I last year, you know, I thought he. No, I'm just saying. I don't think he's going to be as good as Josh Allen.
Yeah, good.
Right. There's been very few quarterbacks ever as good as Josh Allen.
You don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer and win MVP? I think it's a fair take.
I think the comparisons are fair. Like he's big, he's 6'4", 225.
Not in that picture behind Wild.
Josh Allen is that he's bigger than that.
Both of them.
Right, he's an inch smaller, inch shorter than Josh. So he's a big guy. He's got a cannon for an arm, like Josh. He can run the football. You know, you said it, like Michael Vick and all that.
Randall Cunningham.
So he came in kind of raw. Like we're gonna mold him. He's got all the physical tools. We'll mold him.
Powerhouse school.
So I think the comparisons are fair. You do see some similarities for sure.
When you look at their first seasons, Drake actually probably had a better first season statistically than Josh did. And the other thing that's valuable to both those guys, so Josh had Brian Daboll with him, and now Drake has Josh McDaniels, which I think is going to be a significant part of his development. And it just depends on how hard he works in the classroom. And if he legitimately has that same work ethic that I think Josh Allen has, then he has a real opportunity to make significant strides, not just this year, but moving forward. And that gives him the best chance. The other issue is Josh went through that phase of, you know, tons of touchdowns, tons of picks, which Drake, that's an issue as well. So will Drake be on the roller coaster as well, or will he be able to figure that aspect out? Because he can't be losing games while you're trying to hopefully win a few.
It does feel like Josh makes this offense a little bit easier for Drake, just watching the games. Like he doesn't have to.
Josh McDaniels,
sorry. Yeah. Drake doesn't have to do a lot of heroic stuff. There's some plays like, oh, that play will work. It's a simple play with simple passes, what Mac Jones benefited from. We all know that Drake is on the doorstep of destiny in this game. I do have a caveat, because people are like, doorstep of destiny, that means the ball's going to be flying around. It's going to be like Mahomes, Josh. Everyone's going to have 300 yards. I don't
think everybody is thinking.
Everybody.
I'm just telling you. I don't think.
There's one person at the destiny.
No, go ahead.
Doorstep of destiny.
Yeah, sure.
Buffalo's run defense is giving up 164 yards per game
against bad teams.
New Orleans ran
not Baltimore, but
no, but New Orleans, who it's like, oh, they're going to be down, they're going to throw. New Orleans, they gave up 189 to New Orleans, 130 to Miami. The Jets ran for 100, including 50 from.
You know who would definitely take advantage of that?
Who?
Michael Vick and Randall Cunningham.
Hello. I just think we're going to be running the ball a lot, and it's not going to be.
But you have the most prolific rushing passer in the history of football.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he's going to run.
He's going to run, and he hasn't really done a ton. But it's not. I think it's just going to be more of a ground and pound game than the ball. It's also might be windy. Have you seen this video of Josh Allen throwing the ball in the wind?
Can I just give me 15 seconds to give my take on this? I like Drake the second most of any quarterback in his draft class. I liked him more than Jaden. I think he is actually ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
I think any Josh Allen comp is unfair to a player. I think Josh's trajectory and Josh is unlike any player we've ever seen. And where I do agree, we joke about the take of he plays the position better than anyone has ever played it, or whatever the quote was. He does have physical traits that to me are only matched in NFL history by Cam, as far as his size, his rushing ability, and arm strength. And I think Drake May has good size, good rushing, arm strength. I think he can be a great player, and not be Josh Allen.
You know what's so funny? Nick compared Caleb Williams to Josh Allen just a few days ago, and I said I disagree with that. Caleb Williams fans got really upset, and now he's saying it's not fair. So I don't know, man. There's things all over the place. I will always struggle with a comparison to a Josh Allen because Josh Allen is such a monster. Now, I'm also a firm believer, and I always cringe when I hear commentating play-by-play. Whatever may be people on TV when they say, we'll never see this again. We'll never see someone as great. We'll never see this again. And it's like, well, yeah, we will. and we'll probably see even better. I'm a firm believer that one day there were going to be quarterbacks way better than Josh Allen, way better than Patrick Mahomes, way better than Tom Brady, way better than Michael Jordan, LeBron. Like, it's just a matter of time. People thought we would never see another Michael Jordan, and we got a LeBron who might, whether you believe him to be better than MJ or not, it doesn't matter. LeBron's still obviously a monster. We're saying Steph Curry's the greatest shooter of all time. We're going to see someone who's a better shooter than him one day. It's just going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I believe that Josh Allen is the greatest quarterback ever. Like, you guys know that I've said that 10 million times. I think Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes. And it's not even close to me. It's not even close to me. And it's not because that's how not good I think Patrick Mahomes is. Just how great I think Josh Allen is. And Nick actually said it better than I could have, where he's just like, all of the stuff that he can do in terms of as a quarterback playing the position, all that. But it's also, you add him his physical skill set, is physical skill insane. That's unmatched by no one in the history of the NFL. He tried to say Cam, but it's like it's a false comparison because of what Josh Allen also brings to everything else to the sport. So to the position, so everything else gets elevated. And the fact of the matter is, he didn't even say that it rivals Patrick Mahomes because, again, from a physicality standpoint, it can't because of who Josh Allen is. And so even though Drake May is like a bigger guy and a bigger quarterback, it's still not what Josh Allen is. And just the sheer threat of all of that just makes everything else just so much. Just it's why he also gets referred to as, like, he has to be a hero, a superhero. And he's just a monster. He's just an absolute monster. And that's why it's always funny for any time I ever see comments, people try to downplay what he is and what he's accomplished. And, you can't win the big game. And it's like, yeah, it's certainly Josh Allen's fault, like, whatever you say. So I don't think it's fair. I understand the why they're doing it, and I'm not even opposed to when we bring up these these comps. People take always issue. It happened with Jaden Daniels last year with Lamar Jackson, and Mike Tomlin was like, put some respect on the MVP. And it was like, listen, I could disagree with the comp and this and that for all different reasons, but, like, people are always trying to make sense of what they see, and they're like, so it reminds me of this quarterback. I made the comp of Dak Prescott and Caleb Williams, and Chicago Bears fans certainly didn't like that. And it was just like, it's not that I think that they're on the same career trajectory or that they're similar in terms of how they look or it's just like some of the similarities that I see. That's what it makes me think of. I see some great plays and I see some not so great plays, and it gives me a sense of, like, hey, you know what? Dak is a pretty good quarterback. He can do some pretty, he can do some plays in a moment where you were just like, oh my God, gosh, how did he make that throw? Or like, oh my God, I can't believe he just threw it for over 400 yards. And then there's other players where you're like, yep, that's Dak. Thank God the Cowboys got Dak that. Thank you for that interception. Thank you for failing to get it done in the big moment. Like, like those similar cops. But it doesn't mean that when we make, comparisons that it means they're identical. It just gives you a similarity, gives you a feeling. And so I understand that, but, like, when I watch Josh Allen, I don't get a sense. Patrick Mahomes is mobile, Jalen Hurts is mobile, Lamar Jackson's mobile, Kyler Murray's mobile, and, like, so we can, like, see some similarities of some scrambling and some running and some physicality and this and that. But when I watch Josh Allen, I'm like, the reason why people make those types of statements of how great Josh Allen is because when you're watching him play, you're like, I've just never really seen something like this. This and any of the other comps that people try to make, whether it be a Cam, whether it be a Brett Favre, whoever, you're like, yeah, there's some similarities, right? Like when you're dating someone, when you're dating a girl and you break up and now you have a new girlfriend, there are some similarities. They're both girls. They both like reality TV shows. They both are like, what do you want to eat? Okay, let's eat. I don't want to eat there. It's like, yeah, that's what they do. Like, it's always the same thing. And so there's some similarities, but also completely different at the same time. So, like, you get those comps and stuff. So I get it. But when it comes to Josh Allen, he is one of one. He is a monster. And anytime we try to pretend or act like he's not, it is such a disservice of appreciating the greatness. And I fell into the trap with LeBron James and MJ where I was watching him throughout his career and just being like, well, he's not MJ, he's not MJ, he's not MJ. And like, I'm kind of bummed that I did that because then I downplayed and took away of how great he was and how unique of a player he was. Again, whether you think he's better than MJ or not becomes irrelevant because anyone who tries to reject the idea of him being great or his own brand of a monster, it's kind of absurd. And so right now with Josh Allen, that's why I've said this probably like 20 times in this video, he is a monster. And to compare now, second-year quarterback Drake May, who really doesn't give you any sense. Like, Drake May could end up being the best quarterback in the history of the world. He's still not Josh Allen. He's still not, it's still just not when you watch them play. There's just such a fundamental difference. And comparing stats and completion percentage and whatnot, like that just makes it, that just doesn't make sense. We can find years where Geno Smith has a higher completion percentage and more passing yards when. So he's like Josh Allen. Like, I don't think so. Like, that's when stat comparisons really get lost in it all. Especially when you're just kind of comparing just like, you know, a random year, a random collection of games. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But the Bills, I made a video about Drake May and this Patriots team, and I'm excited to see what they can do. And I kind of talked about that. There's a lot of hype around this Patriots team right now, and that the Patriots have the potential to be like, we arrived, right? And we're marching in. We're beating Josh Allen. We're beating the Buffalo Bills. Like, we have the potential to be like, times are changing right now. Let's go. Let's get after it. Year 2 with Drake May, year 1 with Rabble. Like, we're doing this right now. We're doing this. And the Buffalo Bills have the opportunity to be like, no, you're not. That's so cool. That's so cool that you think that you have a future now. That's so cool that you think that you can actually win the division. That's so cool that you think that the tides have changed, that the future's changing, that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills don't run this division. That's so cool that you really believe that in your heart of all hearts, that people like Wilds are like, oh, it's the, you know, the quarterback of destiny, the game of destiny, or whatever the heck he's saying. Like, that's so cool. Too bad it's not true. It's a fantasy. It's a daydream. You know, it's a fart in the night. Congrats. You heard a bump in the night. It was just a fart. Go back to sleep. Wake me up tomorrow. Wake me up when it happens. You know, so like that. That's what the Buffalo Bills get to do. They get to be like, you're still a little brother. You're still a little brother. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. The Patriots are really the only chance at making this division even remotely competitive right now. I mean, who's banking on the Jets and the Dolphins right now? The Chiefs start to have, you know, the Broncos, the Chargers, right? There's like some real momentum there. The Ravens would have that if Joe Burrow could stay healthy, and if the Pittsburgh Steelers can get a quarterback who's, you know, not in his 40s right now. But, you know, it's just the Bills still get to very much benefit from such a weak division, just like Tom Brady got to do for year after year after year. And right now the Patriots are trying to say like, no, not anymore. Right? Not anymore. We're Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders to the Philadelphia Eagles, right? We're Justin Herbert and the Chargers to Jay, to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, we're Joe Burrow to the Baltimore Ravens, et cetera, et cetera. That is what they're looking to do. And it's up to the Buffalo Bills to say, that's great, better luck next year. So a game like this is cool. You know, there's been plenty of games over the years with Josh Allen and the Bill and the Patriots, you know, versus the Patriots that you're just like, hey, this game means nothing to me. Like, yeah, they better win. And even if they lose, you're like, one of those weird division games, what are you going to do, right? Like, there's no, like, real threat. There's no real energy behind it. Now, they're trying to build the energy. They're trying to build the threat. They have a real coach. They believe they have a real quarterback who is playing well. They have obviously a respected and established and, great resume offensive coordinator. Like, they have those things. And so it's like, all right, let's see what they got. So this game does get more interesting than it has, at least for me, from years past. So I'm all for it. But don't compare anyone to Josh Allen. Come on, man. It is Josh Allen. Josh Allen, the monster. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Josh Allen being compared, comparing Drake May to Josh Allen and the threat of this New England Patriots team to the Buffalo Bills? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time. See you next.